What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the Easy Guide walkthrough for Shadow of the Erdtree. Today we are taking out Metyr, Mother of the Fingers. So we are going to start out here in the Hinterlands Grace. So Hinterlands right here. We are going to make our way down to this Finger's Ruins down here. So, and also too, before we get going, we're going to talk about these fingers. There's going to be leeches down there that try to throw magic at you and also wrap you up and everything. We're going to try to avoid that but the best we can. So we're going to put on the black knife armor. That way we can hopefully negate some of that. I'm going to take off that. I'm going to put on Assassin's Gambit. And then we're also going to put on the Concealing Veil too as well down here. That'll help a lot. And then also too, let's put on a spell here. We'll be using this one later on in the walkthrough, but we're going to use this right here, Assassin's Approach. So this will silence footsteps, reduce fall damage, and sound. So yeah, I said we were doing the Metyr Mother Fingers today. We're also going to be finishing up this quest right here at Cathedral Manus Metyr, and as well as getting a very, very cool sword as well, called Sword of Night. So we'll be getting that as well. With that, let's head on out. It doesn't matter if you do this in daytime or nighttime, but we're going to try nighttime, see how this works. There's going to be a couple Crucible Knights up here. We're just going to ride right by them. I think they're probably waiting for America to return home. If I had to take a guess, that's what my guess would be. That's why they're over here. Because Shaman Village is where America grew up at. We're going to get this grace right over here. And there'll be another grace closer to the Finger Ruins as well. Go ahead and get that grace. Now we're going to go down this way. So these are those leeches. They're all sleeping right here, so try not to wake them up if you can. Try to let them sleep. And there's the grace right there. So we're going to try to make our way down here without being seen the best we can. So we want to head that way, so let's throw on that spell as well. And we're going to ride right down through here. Kind of make a circling and approach. We're just going to kind of ride on the outskirts here and not go through the very middle. So those pink ones are the ones we got to worry about. Those ones we gotta really watch out. These ones right here. If they don't see us, we'll be fine. Second they see us, though, we're gonna be wrecked. Because they shoot a homing missile that grabs you. So we're gonna try to stay behind rocks if we can on our way over here. And one over here, he might see us, but we should be close enough where we should be able to get in here. And go ahead and blow the horn. Once we blow the horn, that's going to give us the Cerulean Seed Talisman. So that's going to give us the other version of the Crimson one we have. So if we want to look at those, one gives us HP and one gives us I'm sorry about that. One gives us HP and one gives us FP. So both pretty good talismans. Obviously the HP one is better in my opinion, but if you want to take a look, here's the Cerulean Seed Talisman and here's the Crimson Seed. Alright, so now we're back here. We can take off put our regular armor back on. We're going to be fighting a boss here, so I would recommend having, you know, pretty strong armor back on again. We'll put our normal stuff back on. As for magic negation, we're going to want either Pearl Drake Talisman +3 or Spell Drake. We'll use Pearl Drake. I think Pearl Drake will be the better bet here. And then as far as this, let me think here. Probably, we might want this to be actually Crimson Seed. 2 negations. And then we're going to use Shard of Alexander. Our weapon for this fight, we're actually going to use this, the Cranial Vessel. The boss here is going to be extremely weak to fire. What we're going to be basically fighting here is a giant finger. A giant finger kind of morphed into a giant hand, morphed into an alligator, dragon, finger. I don't even know. It's just a bunch of mush together. It looks like a finger with a bunch of hands with it, but it's weak to fire. So we're going to use Cranial Vessel and also our shield. For our affinity on our shield, we're going to change that to here. Let's see here. We're going to change that to magic. And I believe that should be good then. Heavy load. Let's see here. I guess I have to change this to this. Alright. Let's go talk to Metyr. Tell him that we found the last one. He's going to say he heard the bell. And then we're going to rest the grace again, and then he'll be gone.
Hello, I heard an similar star dressed ashore. On the contrary, now, may you...
He's going to give us the third map. Now, the ironic thing here, the third map is of this place. So it's obviously underneath. It's kind of funny how he said before, you know, forget about this place. Never think that you've seen it again. And now he's like, oh, here's a map to it. Go ahead and rest, though. He's going to be gone. And then all we're going to do is go back to the underground place that we had visited earlier on. Did I forget to run through all of his dialogue?
Oh, yes, this evening.
Ask about the night the word. Yeah, run through his rest of his dialogue. I'm sorry. Forgot that you had to. Forgot you had to run through everything. Now rest of the grace. Now he will disappear. But yeah, this boss that we're going to be fighting, he's going to throw magic at you. He's going to throw he's going to spawn off baby hands at you, which is the least of your problems. He's going to jump up in the air and try to smash you. He's going to use crazy magical beams, like solar beams that try to fry you. I'll explain it as we go, but use your shield to shut down most of it. And when you can, go in there with a cranial vessel and use the Ash of War with that as well. Back into the underground. That's very creepy. Yeah, the first time when I came down here in my Let's Play, I thought this was going to be a whole legacy dungeon down here. I was kind of disappointed that it was just a boss. I guess I was just kind of hoping for that first time I discovered the underground in base Elden Ring. I just wanted that same aspect of being amazed. But the cool thing is about this fight, we can actually go in and get our mimic set up before even the fight begins, so it's pretty cool. Go ahead and blow the horn. Gonna teleport you to the boss arena. And then we can summon our mimic. So as you see, he's like a finger with like hands to the side with two fingers. Like it's just a massacre of a boss. It's hard to explain even what he is. Let's buff you. We're gonna use Barrier of Gold here. All right. Let's go get this dude. Shut down that. He's gonna smash the ground a lot too, try to break your stagger, so be ready for that. It's best to fight this dude without locking on, kinda, because you can actually get locked up beside him in good places. Yeah, just ignore the other hands. Yeah, if he gets you with the fingers, he'll kill you right away. He'll do a lot of damage if he gets you mashed up with those fingers. It's best to kind of attack from the back on this fight, but you got to watch out for the attack that I just got wrecked by. Alright. Let's try this again. I think this is actually one of the harder bosses in the DLC, to be honest. Reminds me a lot of Estelle. Also, I don't like the way the camera locks on this fight either. It's just hard to see. Man, he just loves to hit me today. If you get caught in those fingers, try to roll to the side. That's the best way to avoid that. So when he does this, back away. And then when you can get in there, get some attacks off. It's kind of like the Elden Beast. I just wondered if that would work. That didn't actually hit him. I thought maybe it would like hit him since it flies fire up in the air. But it does not though. Just hold up your shield for this attack. And somehow it went through my shield. I don't even know how that worked even. This you gotta roll out of the way. This you have to run out of this area. So run out of that area. Those are all gonna explode here. Mimic is getting wrecked. It's hard to block with the shield for some reason on this fight, just because of the way the lock-on is. He's going to do this attack again. Mimic is going to die here. Mimic is dead. I saw that coming. Dude, what the heck? I don't never get hit by that attack. Surprised my shield worked there, to be honest. See, this camera in this fight is the worst part. Now I'm stuck on a wall. Dude, we're stuck on the outside of the... Oh, crap. We're stuck on the... Dude, see the... Oh, man. This is just a dumb fight. I'm gonna try to finish this off if I can. If I can get in there, man, I'm gonna try to finish this off. Alright, there we go. Oh, man. So that is the Remembrance of the Mother of Fingers. That's Metyr, Mother of Fingers. I'd say that's one of my least favorite boss fights in the game. Might be my least favorite boss, actually. Just the way the camera is, the lock-on. The lock-on is locked onto the head, so when you use a shield, she still hits you because the way her attacks are based off of. It's just a weird boss. Go ahead and get that grace. And now we're going to head back to the Cathedral of Metyr. Now we're going to fight the mage. We'll fight the Dark Knight first, and then we'll fight the mage. Maybe even Bloodhound's Fang would have worked better for that, actually. I just used the Cranial Vessel because that's what we used in the Let's Play, and that actually worked really well then, so I don't know. I do not know. But let's see here. Magic Negation's good there. Alright, this next part's not that bad. Mage is not too hard to fight. Just be ready to fight up here. I'd put Bloodflame Blade on your blade. I would recommend that.
What have you done? You've wounded Count Emir. He wishes for your death. I must attend to the Count's concern.
Take her out. That's going to summon the mage. I would throw out Barrier of Gold here.
My shining star, grant me a mother's strength. Look here, at my fingers. I will be the true mother, and I will be the only mother.
Just get on top of him. That fight's really easy. So just don't let him teleport around. If you let him go, he'll teleport all around the place. It's going to give you the bell bearing, material staff, all that stuff, all his clothes. And now we're going to get the coolest sword. Well, one of the coolest swords, I think, in the game. I wouldn't say the coolest sword, but definitely a cool sword I want you guys to definitely have. So we'll do this. So once we do that, we're going to rest at the Grace, come over here. We're going to talk to the Mistress of Night.
Count Emir, the stars, the sky. I see them not.
So you have the option right now to use Iris of Grace. I would not do that. If you do that, you're going to get her summon, her spirit ashes as a summon. So you'll be able to summon her in battle. We want her sword, though. So what we're going to go do is we're going to go get an Iris of Accolation. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this place, the church district entrance. We've already emptied out this place. So there's no more water. If you have not done that yet, make sure and empty this place out first, and then you can do this. So we're going to go from here, and we're going to go fight a giant worm creature. So okay, never mind. Iris of Accolation. It came to me by default. That's weird. Okay, well, if you haven't done that, if you need to kill the worm, the worm must have just fell off the world or something and died, because I just got that when I logged in here. So anyway, though, you have to kill the worm here, but once you kill the worm, you get that Iris of Accolation, and then you can return here and get these Sword of Night then. So that was very odd. The only guess I have is the thing spawned and fell off the world somewhere. It's kind of odd, but I'll take it. Saves me from having to kill the worm. So we're going to go talk to her, use the Iris of Accolation.
The night I need this.
Use Iris of Accolation. This will give you the blade.
No light. Anywhere at all. This is the night I know. Our night.
I feel like that was her happy ending. Like, she seems a lot happier. In my Let's Play, I gave her the Iris of Grace, and she seemed to not like that at all. So I feel like this was the right choice story-wise. So that gives you the Sword of Night. If you wanted to go level the Sword of Night up, you can. I'll just show you here what it can do, just so you guys can see. We're probably not going to use this in the walkthrough, but it is a great dex weapon, though. We could use it. But Trusty Bloodhound's Fang works great, so why fix something that's not broken? But anyway, if you wanted to see this sword, though, Sword of Night. So let me make it daytime here so you guys can see. I guess it was daytime. It's just dark in this game. But it has an emblem. It has a eerie look to it. It has, you know, the vibes of darkness off to it. The real cool thing is the Ash of War. So you stand like this, and then go forward. The bleed is really, really good on this. It's just a really, really fun weapon. You can tap it for a quick one, so you can quickly just tap it. And the tracking is really fun too. If you hold it, that's the more charged attack, and you'll do the full section. The cool thing about this sword is it will go through shields. So if somebody in PvP is using a shield on you, or using the stone shield for that matter, this will go right through the stone shield and just destroy them. So any type of shield does not work against this sword. So that's another reason to pick up this sword. Another reason I wanted to highlight it in this walkthrough. But yeah, that is the Sword of Night. So check that out. Play with it, try it out, and I bet you guys will grow to like that. But anyway, though, let's go back to the round table, and let's talk about here the remembrance here, and we'll wrap this episode up then. So if we go back here, we can look at the remembrance, and let's see here. So there are two options here. You can get the Staff of the Great Beyond, which is what I would recommend. If you look at this, this armament has no skill, but the thing with this is you can cast incantations and bow sorceries. So you can make a faith and intelligence hybrid build and be able to cast everything with one staff. This is a very, very cool staff. As for the Gazing Finger, I actually don't know. I have not played with this yet. I do want to play with it, see what it can do. Unique skill, Cow Tower's Resident. Skill performed as a violent Bow using a finger's foremost protrusion. Resentment builds as it's forced to bow, making it explode with anger. Hold button down to further increase resentment. That's kind of interesting. I'll have to play with that to see how it is, but I definitely recommend the Staff of the Great Beyond. That's a great, great staff. But other than that, we obviously don't get any clothing for that. But yeah, that is the remembrance of the Fingers, and that is the Fingers boss, and that's also the end of their quest for the Cathedral of Manus Metyr. So yeah, next episode, I am not sure yet the direction we're going to go. I'm going to have to look at my sheet. I believe we are taking on Romina. So next episode, we are going to be going over here and taking out this and then this. And both those are different ruin sections. So stay tuned for that, guys. Much more of the walkthrough coming soon.